everyone. Welcome to this yoga class today. Um, Before we start today's class, let's define yoga so that we are all at the same page. Yoga, as defined by Patanjali, is this process where we stop the churning of the mind and we connect with our own consciousness, this pure light that is us. So if you think about it, whenever you are either thinking about the past, like what happened in the past, or you are jumping into the future, there's very few times where we stay present and we are here in this moment taking in what's happening right now. Add to that, if some discomfort shows up, if something bad happens, or it's something that just makes us uncomfortable, we start imagining how things will be in the future. So this is our mind churning. Either we are thinking about the past or we are thinking about the future, we are imagining it, but the practice of yoga helps us stay in this moment right here in this present moment. So yoga is the process where we stop the churning of the mind so that we can connect with that pure consciousness, that pure light that is us. We are whole and complete. If you think about all the troubles or the difficult times we all have been through, something within us always sparked through and pulled us through those difficult times. So we have this wisdom, we have this light within us that makes us whole and complete. But because our mind is churning, we are unable to see that. So just like we don't see the sun on a cloudy day, does not mean that the sun is not shining, it's just that the clouds are blocking it. So yoga tells us that we are whole and complete. Yoga is our natural state, but we are also in the process of becoming whole and complete. So as we stop the churning of the mind, as we slow our mind down, we can connect to the wisdom that is within us. So that is yoga, that is the practice of yoga. So let's get started. It's an all levels yoga class today, so take it at your own pace. Something does not feel good, listen to your body, listen to your wisdom, and have the intention to stay present. Let that be your intention. Your mind will try to pull you into familiar patterns. When you're doing this, you might be like, oh, I could be doing that right now. So watch that, don't react to it. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with a small meditation to begin. So let's close our eyes, roll your shoulders down your back, lengthen your spine. If sitting down on the floor does not feel comfortable, you can sit on a chair. You can lie back down. You can put a block or a pillow under you. It helps tilt your hips forward, makes you sit longer in a more comfortable space. So make sure you're comfortable before we get started. All right, and whenever you're ready, let's close our eyes. And start becoming aware of your physical body. Right? So roll your shoulders down your back, soften your belly, soften your jaw. Where do you hold tension? The idea is to draw your awareness inside. And as you draw your awareness inside, start becoming aware of your breath. How are you breathing right now? How do you breathe when you're not guiding your breath? You can always add in the Ujjayi sound, which is a brief constriction in the back of your throat, like you're fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. Feel the breath move through your belly. Feel the breath move into your ribs, lifting your collarbones up, and then feel the breath moving down, softening the collarbones, softening the ribs, softening the belly. If your breath is audible, it helps you stay more present. We'll take 2 more cycles of breath here. deep breath in. And this time, hold the breath in. Slowly breathe it out. And as you empty, hold the breath out. And then breathe again. From here, move your awareness to your mind. Watch your thoughts. Just go a little more inside. Notice what thoughts are popping up. Our breath, our body, our mind are all connected. When we are upset, when we are anxious, our breath speeds up too, and maybe we start sweating, our skin gets red. So watch how the slowing down of the breath has slowed your mind down too. Take 3 more breaths here, and if your mind is still bouncing around, just watch it. Don't try to control it by, the more you say, I'm going to stop thinking, the more you'll think. So just watch the thoughts come and go. They say our mind is like a guest house. The thoughts, the emotions come and go. So just watch that. Don't get attached to a particular thought. Let them rise, let them fall. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe it out through your mouth. So from here, let's come to the front of our mat, and I'll have my daughter demonstrate this part. So come to the top of your mat and press down into your feet as you reach your arms up towards the ceiling. So think about hugging your lower belly in, drawing the tailbone down, relax your shoulders, keep breathing. Take another deep breath in, lift the toes, press down into all 4 corners of your feet. All right, take another deep breath in, and as you breathe out, your hands come to your heart. We'll do half sun salutation. So on your in-breath, take your arms up. And as you breathe out, fold over, bring your hands down, bend your knees if you want to. If that feels more comfortable, let your head hang heavy. Bend your knees again to lift yourself up into a standing. And then bring your hands to your heart. We'll do this 2 more times. Take a deep breath in, arms reach up. As you breathe out, fold over. Let your head hang heavy. In breath, lengthen the spine, come into that halfway lift. So bring your hands to your shins, lengthen, it's a flat back. And as you breathe out, fold back again. Bend your knees, rise up. Hands to your heart. One last time, take a deep breath in, arms reach back up. As you breathe out, fold over. In breath, lengthen, hands to your shins, it's a flat back. Neck is a natural extension of your spine. As you breathe out, fold back again. And then on your in-breath, rise up. Hands to your heart. All right. Let's move into a tree posture. It's a balancing posture. Shift your weight into your right foot, and the left foot can become a kickstand inside the shin. So your foot can move up a little bit or all the way up on the inside of your thigh. Draw the tailbone down, hug the lower belly in, and then if you want, take the arms up towards the ceiling. So make sure you're not placing your foot on the knee joint. Above or below is completely fine. Right? Breathe through it. Take 1 more deep breath. All right. Bring your hands back to your heart. Pull that knee into your chest and then circle it around to step it back behind you. We are going into a pyramid posture. So make sure all 10 toes are facing forward. Hands go to your hips. Lift your heart up. So you're rooting down through the feet as you're lifting the heart up. Hinge from your hips. Start leaning forward. Lead with your heart, and then either release your hands down to the mat or a pair of blocks that you have. Drop your chin to your chest and breathe. So think about drawing that right hip back. All right, you're pressing down into your left foot and the right hip is drawing back. Take one more deep breath. You're breathing, you're staying present. Take one more deep breath here. Bend into your front knee and step it forward into a forward fold. Step it forward, forward fold. Let's do a ragdoll here. So hold on to your opposite elbows. Find ragdoll. You can sway from side to side. You can go a little deeper. Anything that feels good in your body. So make sure you're listening to your own wisdom. Trust that. Trust that you have this infinite wisdom within you. As you breathe out, release the hands, start rising back up and bring your hands to your heart. All right, take a pause here. Take in the vibrations, the echo of the postures you just did. These pause in between the postures are as important as the postures itself. Our mind usually wants to jump to the next thing and the next thing. Train it to stay here, to stay present. One more deep breath. Shift your weight into your left foot this time. The right foot becomes a kickstand, inside the shin, or all the way up on the inside of your thigh. Hands to your heart. You're pressing the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot to get that length, and then reach your arms up towards the ceiling. You're breathing. Remind yourself to breathe. We are not the body, we are not the mind. We are the consciousness that's observing all these things. Keep reminding yourself. If a posture does not feel good, change it. It's not about how your posture looks, but where is your mind? Are you present? Hands come back to your heart. Pull the knee into your chest. Yeah, and then circle it around, step it back. All 10 toes face forward, hands to your hips, lift through the heart. Yeah. And then hinge from your hips, start folding over, release your hands down, framing your foot. So the front leg, the left leg is straight right now, but it's not locked out. So keep a small bend in your knee. Your neck is relaxed, your head is hanging heavy. Your left hip is pulling back and the right hip is moving forward. So feel that alignment. And also watch the mind. Keep reminding yourself, stay present in this moment, taking in this experience. Take one more deep breath. And as you breathe out, bend into your front knee. Let's step it forward into a forward fold again. And then rise up into a mountain. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. Take in the vibrations, take in the echo. So when we do standing postures, we are grounding ourselves. We are connecting to that earth element within us. Take another deep breath in through the nose and breathe it out through your mouth. All right, let's bring our hands to our hips and take a big step back with your right foot. We're going into a warrior 2. It's a hip opening posture. Sink into that front knee. Yeah. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle and you're pressing the knee out. Arms go parallel to the floor. Think about your tailbone. Make sure the tailbone is pointing towards the earth. Yeah. And you're breathing. Are you breathing? We'll take 2 more breaths here. You're pressing strongly into the outer edge of your back foot. The front knee is pressing out. Your shoulders are relaxed. 1 more deep breath. Drop your back hand to your back thigh. Reverse your warrior. So notice if you've come out of that front knee, drop back into that front knee. All right. And then move into an extended side angle. Your front forearm goes to your front thigh. The top arm reaches forward. Lower ribs pull forward and your gaze can go up towards the ceiling. Yeah, breathe here. Keep breathing, yes. 2 more breaths. No matter how the posture feels, what does your mind do? If it feels good, do you get attached to it? If it does not feel good, are you checked out? So that's where the work of yoga is. Take one more deep breath, bring both the hands down to the mat. All right, step it back into a plank, a high push-up posture. And then let's drop our knees down, slide back into a child. Into a child, knees go mat distance apart, big toes come together, and you breathe. So the way we behave on the mat, the way we hold our patterns on the mat is what we do in the world outside. If something does not feel good, a posture or an experience, do we just shut ourselves down? Or can we still stay present and breathe through it? And that is the work of yoga. Not getting attached to certain postures, not resisting the others, but just staying present, having an open mind, watching what shows up. Take another deep breath in. Let's breathe it out into the mat. Let's find our way into a standing again. So however you get there, take your time, move slowly, trust your own wisdom. Come to the top of the mat. Remind yourself, I am whole, I am complete. All right, hands to your hips. Step back with your left foot this time, and then find your warrior two. So usually the front heel will dissect the back arch. And as you sink a little deeper, your tailbone draws down towards the earth, your lower belly pulls in, and your fingertips reach away from each other. Feel the strength of this posture. Are you breathing? Are you holding your breath? Do that self-study. One more deep breath, drop your back hand to your back thigh, reverse your warrior. Yeah? And notice if you've come out of that front knee. So sink a little deeper into that knee. Listening to your body. You adjust the postures according to your body. Take one more deep breath. Let's move into an extended side angle. Sink into that front knee. Press into the outer edge of your back foot. So just like we don't cut the body to fit the cloth, we cut the cloth to fit the body. The same way we use our postures that fit our body, that feel good in our body. We don't push ourselves into these postures so that they look a certain way. Take one more deep breath. As you breathe out, release both the hands down to the mat, step it back, plank. You can take a vinyasa here. So drop your knees down, lower your hips, lower all the way, elbows into your side body as you pull up and then slide back into a child. Breathe. Breathe deeply. Taking in the echo, taking in the vibrations. All right, take one more deep breath here. And then pull yourself up into a table so you are on your hands and your knees. And step the right foot forward in between your hands. On your in-breath, take your arms up towards the ceiling. So you're in a kneeling warrior. As you breathe out, bring your hands to your heart and the left elbow goes on the outside of your right knee. All right. So if you want more challenge here, you tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee off the mat. If you do that, the left hip squeezes, the left thigh squeezes and lifts up. So again, listening to your body. Take one more deep breath here, and as you breathe out, release both the hands down to the ground. Move into a wide angled forward fold. All right, so you just walk your way, turn your toes in towards each other, and then fold over. If you have blocks, if you have books, you can place them under your hands for more comfort. Remember to breathe. Does not matter what your posture looks like. What is your mind doing? How are you talking to yourself? Are you talking to yourself like you would talk to a loved one? So that's the work of yoga, that's the process of yoga. The physical postures are not more than 100 to 150 years old. So when we talk about yoga being old, we are talking about this ancient practice where we stop the churning of the mind. Hands come back to your hips, slowly lift yourself up, step it forward, yeah. And let's do the same thing to the opposite side. So I think it's the right foot that steps back, drop the back knee down, take your arms up, we are getting into kneeling warrior, and then start twisting. The elbow goes to the outside of the knee. You can make the bottom hand a fist and the top hand presses down. Use that leverage to lift and lengthen the spine. All right, breathe here. And again, you have the option to lift that back leg. All right, 2 more breaths. So the yoga postures are a great way to get to your mind, to practice breathing no matter how the posture feels. Take 1 more deep breath, hands come down to the mat, step it back into a plank, drop your knees, find child. You can take a vinyasa, but find your way into a child. Breathe here. So when we talk about the ancient part of yoga and we talk about asanas, asana just means to take a seat. We say asan dhariye, so we are just talking about taking a seat. So in the olden days, people would take a seat to meditate. This 150 years old practice of the yoga postures that we are doing is just a gateway to get to know your own self. They say when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So we hold the universe on the inside. Remind yourself that you are whole, you are complete. Slowly lift yourself up and extend your legs out in front of you so you are in a seated posture. Right. Extend your legs out. All right. On your in-breath, take your arms up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, fold over your front leg. So try to keep your feet closer together. And the toes are pointing towards your face. So pull the toes back, yes. Your heart melts towards the knees and the crown of your head is reaching forward. So a lot of times when we do this, we are pushing our spine back. So try to push your spine forward. Bend your knees if you have to. It does not matter if you're touching your toes. Take 1 more deep breath wherever your hands land. And as you breathe out, slowly come onto your backs. Bend your knees, walk your heels closer to your hips. All right, we are going into a breathing bridge. So bring your hands by your sides, press down into your feet, and as you breathe in, lift your hips off the mat. As you breathe out, lower down. We'll do that 2 more times. Take a deep breath in, lift your hips, squeeze your hips here, squeeze your knees towards each other, like there's a block in between your knees. And as you breathe out, lower. 1 last time. Breathe in, lift up, and hold it here. Hold it. So if you want, you can walk your shoulders in and clasp your hands under you. You can hold on to your heels, all right? And then lift your chest like you're trying to touch your chin with your chest, but lengthen the neck like you're pulling the chin away from the chest. 2 more breaths. And as you breathe out, release. The soles of the feet come together, knees drop away, turn your palms facing up. Breathe deeply. Go inside, feel the physical body. Feel the breath body. How are you breathing? And watch your mind. Is it still pulling you in 1,000 different directions? Watch the emotions come and go. But more importantly, ask yourself, who is it that's observing all these things? Feel that consciousness, that wisdom, that light that makes us whole and complete. Take another deep breath in and breathe it out through your mouth. Pull the knees closer together and then extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Just keep the legs here, don't lift them up. And then point the toes towards your face, okay? All right, then reach the arms up so that the fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling too. So this can be your posture. If you have a wall close by, you can always put your legs up the wall. It's very relaxing. It's a great inversion. It helps the blood flow go back. We'll take 2 more breaths here. One more deep breath in, and as you breathe out, release the posture. Bend your knees, extend them out. Keep extending the legs out. All right. So we are towards the end of our practice. We'll do a couple of twists before we move into Shavasana, the final resting pose. So bend your right knee, hug it into your chest. And as you breathe out, drop the right knee towards the left side. Arms come out into a T. All right. Breathe here. One more deep breath. Come back to center. And then let's hug the opposite knee in. Extend the right leg out. And then drop the left knee towards the opposite side. Arms come out into a T. So the knee is pulling you in one direction as the shoulders try to keep you grounded. There is always opposing forces working in our body. We push down through our feet to lengthen through the spine. We are twisting in one direction, but the shoulders are grounding us down. Keep breathing, stay here, stay present. And then come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest one last time. We're going into a happy baby. So bring your feet, bring your hands on the insteps of your feet or the big toes. So anything works. There, and then you just rock from side to side. All right. So from here, extend your legs out, move into Shavasana. So arms reach out, palms turn up, take up space wherever you are. Let your feet go wider apart, big toes turn away from each other, palms up, a gesture of receiving, a gesture of letting go. And then as you close your eyes, sink in, let go of the thoughts, let go of anything that's showing up, surrender to this posture. And I'm going to leave you right here. Thank you so much.